Good evening. It's a pleasure being with you tonight, even under these very limited circumstances. I was asked in the beginning to give you a little history of Angels Place. Many, many years ago in 1969, some friends and I started Pennsylvania's first pro-life organization. Through the years, we did a lot of emergency pregnancy counseling, helping young people get a place to live, prenatal care, food, clothing, baby clothes, whatever their needs were. Then the precious children would be born, and I saw too many parents drop out of school for lack of adequate child care. As a mother and a teacher, this just drove me crazy until I decided to do something about it. Then in 1984, some friends and I started what became Angels Place. A comprehensive support center is what we envisioned, a place where young women and men would be able to have their needs met while their children were lovingly being taken care of. We took a two-generation approach, providing loving care to the children while also providing parenting classes, counseling, tutoring, help with job placement, and help with practical needs such as furniture for their children. In time, we expanded our services from our center in Brookline to two other centers, one in the north side and one in Swissville, without any federal funding. During the last 36 years, we've had the privilege of helping many hundreds of young parents to complete their educations, get good jobs, and break the welfare cycle. And there have been amazing results with their children, too, who have performed wonderfully and have established careers of their own. All this has been accomplished through a dedicated, talented staff and a hardworking executive and advisory board and a generous public. I am blessed and proud to know and work with Executive Director Beth Banas and John Arch, the Executive Board President, and then the loving staff and volunteers who give so much of themselves to both generations of young people. Angels Place comes in second only to my wonderful husband and family as the best work of my life. The satisfaction of seeing two generations grow and prosper has just been phenomenal. One of my favorite Angel Place memories concerns a high school girl brought to my attention by one of my daughters. Through Angels Place and her own hard work, she graduated from high school, then from the university with a degree in nursing, and now works in a local hospital. She gives back to Angels Place as a member of our executive board. And the baby boy that we took care of for several years is now a senior management consultant and just got married. What a blessing both of them were. In closing, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to God, my husband and supportive family, the current staff and board members, and the donors whose generous giving of time, talent, and treasure have helped us continue our unique ministry. Thank you.
I started because a former board member worked at CCAC, and she told me about the mission down at Angels Place. And I knew that I wanted to do something involved with children and families once I retired. So I came down and interviewed with Mary Winter, our founder at the time, and I was placed on the board. It's come to be quite a mission. We have gone through highs and lows. Right now, we're holding our own, and I appreciate anything that people are doing for Angel's Place.
I learned about Angel's Place in 2015 when I returned home to Pittsburgh. I was teaching in Virginia, and I wanted to make a career change, and I was interested in nonprofits, and someone directed me toward Angel's Place.
I had recently moved back to Pittsburgh and was starting a family. I had my son at the time, who I think was like 3 years old, and I had started a tutoring business and just trying to, I'm a early childhood educator by trade, was working in the Philadelphia public schools as a kindergarten, first grade teacher. And when I came back, it was really hard to get back into the public school system. So like I said, I started doing some tutoring, but it just wasn't making ends meet. And I really wanted to return back to the workforce, but to kind of be able to do that and pay for childcare just didn't make sense. So when I happened to see that, Angel's Place was offering a preschool position and that I could bring my child with me, that was a win-win situation. That I could do what I'm passionate about and help other people and teach other kids, but also bring my child with me.
Only. Sadly, 16 years ago, my husband passed away. And shortly after that, there was a big hole in my heart. And I needed something to fill that hole. And I had heard about Angel's Place. And I always said to myself, if I ever needed something to do, I'm going to look into Angel's Place. And I did. And the minute I walked in the door, I knew it was for me.
I am on the board of directors for Angel's Place. I have been a member for around 15 years. I am the secretary on the board of directors. I serve on several committees. I am on the special events committee. I am on the crisis committee. Wherever they need me, basically wherever they need me.
When I was volunteering during the Halo dinners, my specialty was the background music that people hopefully enjoy while they're eating dinner. It allowed me to be creative and put my own little spin on the night. It was nice having something that I was responsible for and could feel proud of myself for my input.
I started out on the north side as the preschool teacher, and I worked with the 3-4-year-olds, some 5, I think, at that time. And I absolutely loved that, getting to work with those families and the little ones and really preparing them for kindergarten at that point. I worked for a little bit of time, and then I remember Beth kind of asked me to become like a mentor teacher, a lead teacher, and so I was helping to kind of mentor and supervise some of the across the organization. And then before long, I don't think it might have been a year, I was then promoted to being the program director at Brookline.
Elders. Friends ask me, well, what do you do when you go to Angel's Place? And I said, I play. And I play, it depends on which day, which group may have the most children. So I get to play with all the ages, and it's just a wonderful way to spend a day with these darling children. It's like a prerequisite that they all have to be adorable to be accepted here.
As far as how comfortable I am at Angel's Place, I'm very comfortable. I can come in the door, I'm greeted by the staff, by the children. I have come in to sit down and had lunch with the children. It just brings me back to when I was working full-time. I don't think anyone has ever turned away, even if we can't suit their need. We will look to see if we can find a facility that is more geared to where their needs are. We also help out with holidays, and we have Thanksgiving together as families. We have Christmas holidays, or not just Christmas, but all the holidays that we celebrate. So I think anyone feels a part of Angel's Place, they feel comfortable and very welcome.
I have visited the North Side and the Swissvale centers, and the kids are adorable, just adorable. I think Angel's Place instills a love of education and a love of learning in all of the children.
And the culture, just like I said, so family oriented and all about change and growth. I think that was really the thing that stuck, and it still sticks with me, is that the concept that we're changing multiple generations, and I still use that in the work that I'm doing now. So it's really cemented for me the importance of that. So not only were we helping the individual, the baby or the child, but then helping their parents, and often grandparents were involved. So yeah, that's just amazing work.
I think it's about 14 years since I've been coming, and I just think it's the most wonderful program. I adore the children, and I love the staff, and I'm always made to feel at home here. And I think the children are so rewarded with our programs, and it gives the mothers wonderful peace of mind that their children are being well cared for, and not just cared for, but taught hygiene and manners, and how to socialize properly with their peers and elders. I just love Angel's Place. This whole crazy pandemic is making everything different and unusual, and I'm hoping that everybody will contribute as much as possible to our Angel's Place dinner.